Hey everybody, so this is your week 3 hints. I can't believe it's week 3 already. We're just moving through this class at a rapid clip. As we begin week 3, I want you to know that I am enjoying my interactions with you. Most of you are adding precept upon precept and continuing to grow in your knowledge of ethical and spiritual decision making in healthcare. Please make sure that you integrate each week's readings into your papers and DQ posts. And I want to highlight that because as we go along, sometimes students begin to repeat ideas that they've learned in their discussion questions and their daily posts. They begin to repeat information that they've learned earlier in the course or repeat similar kinds of themes. I expect fresh, new writing each and every week. And because that shows me that you are reading and you are integrating the discussions, the reading material that we present to you each week, and that's very important. So, particularly by weeks 4 and 5, if you're just kind of repeating things in your discussion questions about the fact that we have to be open-minded, we have to treat everybody the same regardless of their worldview, and that spirituality is really important in healthcare, things that you learned earlier in the course, I'm probably not going to give you full credit for that post. So I want you to be fresh and exciting and full of substance when you post your posts each week. So last week we learned about moral status and Imago Dei. You read a challenging case study and wrote a discussion and analysis of the application of various moral status theories to an unborn child. Many of you realize that the Christian concept of Imago Dei exceeds any other moral status theory. You may also have realized that a person can at times shop for a moral status theory that reflects personal beliefs rather than bending personal beliefs to a moral status theory. Think about that for a moment. There are times when we want to do what we want to do in the case of this unborn child with potential Down syndrome and a lack of arms. Sometimes our heart tells us, well, we want to do X, Y, or Z, so then we adjust our worldview to convenience. And I want to encourage you to develop a worldview, your own worldview, or adopt, I think the Christian worldview is wonderful, adopt a worldview that will guide you in making difficult decisions like that. So it's kind of dishonest a little bit to yourself if you shop for a moral status theory to help you make a decision at that time, and rather than reflecting your principles and your personal beliefs. This week we will learn about the decision-making framework known as principlism. You will also review the Christian grand biblical narrative and its elements of creation, fall, redemption through Christ, and restoration. At the core of Christianity is Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who died on the cross, was buried, and rose again on the third day. A person cannot really understand Christianity without understanding the cross and the person of Jesus Christ. Christianity alone, out of all faiths or philosophies, holds that its central figure was completely God and completely human. So Christianity is not, this is important, Christianity is not primarily a code of conduct or a collection of teachings or a philosophy. Rather, Christianity, being a Christian, is having faith in the person and work of Jesus Christ. We worship our founder because he's God in the flesh. Our society has created a caricature of Christianity in some respects. For the sake of your Christian patience, and there will be a lot of them throughout your career, it is important for you to understand the full, true essence of following Jesus Christ, rather than buying into the negative caricature that our society presents. There's a link to a BBC article in the week 3 announcement document that will kind of give you a great overview of the cross or the atonement of Jesus Christ. Be sure to read the assignment requirements carefully and answer all numbered assignment requirements in this particular week. Continue to follow the instructions for papers found in my welcome class announcements in week 1. Note that the case study itself does not count as one of your references. Make sure you submit this assignment and really every assignment to Lopes Wright as you submit your paper for grading. And please submit your assignment in one file this week as one paper. And by the way, because it's a form that you're filling out this week, when you do your Lopes Wright review, it will probably come back as a higher than 20% percentage of similarity. In this assignment, assignment 3, that's not usually a problem because people include the assignment requirements and the chart format, the chart headings, the essay questions themselves in the review. And so there's going to be a higher similarity report percentage for this assignment, and I just want you to know that anytime I do review any Lopes Wright report that's over 4% similarity, but if I see your report exceeds 20% in week 3, don't panic. I'll look at it and I'll see that if it's kind of the assignment writing that popped it over 20%, there won't be any kind of penalty. Don't forget to respond to this week's classroom assessment technique, the CAT, which will be posted in DQ 3.2 on Thursday. 2 final points, and this first one is from here on out in the rest of the course. The Jehovah's Witness prohibition on blood transfusions is the classic but overused example of faith influencing medical decisions. I want to see you use other examples other than the JW example, should you need to kind of cite real life examples in your writing or in your post this week. This is important because there are other ethical decisions that need to be made that are greatly influenced by faith, including the case study that we're going to read about. And if you constantly cite the JW, Jehovah's Witness example, then you're not going to be expanding your knowledge and your thinking and your analytical skills. So from this point on, please do not use the Jehovah's Witness prohibition against blood transfusions as an example of faith influencing medical decisions. You won't receive credit for that. Secondly, it should be clear by now from the readings and lectures and from my comments and from the many DQ posts from students that no one should seek to force their faith on another person. That's very, very important. Never do we use our position of power and authority in a hospital to cajole or force or berate someone else for a different spiritual belief. You imagine, and maybe you've already been a patient in a hospital, but you imagine lying there, you're closer to the ground, you're below the level of other people who are talking to you, they're looking down on you. That is, as a medical professional, we have an awesome authority and influence over our patients for healing, for good. And we never have the right to cajole or to force our spiritual beliefs on another person. It's ineffective, it's rude, it's immoral in a way. Patient-centered spiritual care should be beyond debate at this point in the course. So I encourage you to move your focus from stressing this in your posts to addressing the DQs with more nuance. I don't want to see from here on out a reminder over and over and over again that we're not supposed to force our beliefs on others. That's a given. that by now everybody should know that. So I want to encourage you to move your focus to more nuanced reasoning and learning. I want you to address the DQs as well as responding to your peers' posts in ways that move the learning forward. Okay? Thanks a lot, guys.